Hello, everyone. We are testing to make sure this webcam is going to work for our wedding. And over here with these lovely hands, we have Sterling Archer or Snyder.
Ha!
And on this table, we have part of Sterling's amazing collection of rocks he's collected over how long? A few years?
20 some.
20 some years. He has some really amazing rocks, including my favorite, which is, well, it's a tie between the grape agate here.
Only from Sulawesi, Indonesia, on Earth. This type of formation of chalcedony is only found in one area. I really like the autofocus. It's doing very well.
Yeah.
It'll serve us well.
I think it will. And then my close favorite behind the grape agate is going to be this one here.
Chalcanthite. This is actually a fairly large, naturally formed crystal. You can purchase them that are made in a lab, but this is actually a water-soluble, beautiful blue crystal, chalcanthite. Go for it.
Have you played around with the solubility of those rocks? Do you know how fast it would?
I do not, because they're pretty expensive to get a natural crystal of it. So
I'm just curious if it's like something to be gone in an afternoon if you put it in water, or if it would take a week.
People were saying to control the humidity in your collection, okay. So it seems to me like it would be gone pretty quickly.
Pretty quick, okay. Interesting.
But, a lot of people ask about fossils first. We have an extinct cave bear tooth, just for comparison. This thing is fairly large. Orc tooth, if you're doing cosplay. We also have some megalodon teeth, an extinct shark that used to eat whales. So megalodon teeth are pretty cool. You can still find some good deals on eBay, but they're also kind of pricey. We have some amber here with a little mosquito type fly on the inside. Yeah. Last fossil is a slice of some sort of dinosaur bone. I'm not familiar with what creature it was taken from, but yeah, we have cool things like Larimar. Larimar is colored pectolite. That's only from the Dominican Republic. It doesn't exist anywhere else on the planet. We have all sorts of different formations of something some of you are probably familiar with would be malachite. You've probably seen a lot of that stuff around, but you also have the this smooth rounded form. So if we were to polish this, you'd get much the same type of structure as you would in here. But then there's also the fibrous. You might not be able to tell just because of how the light is, but there's all those sorts of little fibers on there. So those are really cool pieces of malachite, often found with azurite. They're both copper silicates. So the green in here is the malachite, the blue is the azurite. So those are a lot of fun. Another green one that's not very well known. It looks kind of like emerald. The color looks a little bit off on our screen, but this lovely little thing is called dioptase. Dioptase looks a lot like emerald, but it's also pretty rare. Pretty cool looking stuff.
What's this one here?
We have obsidian here. So this is how a lot of old school tribes and native peoples had, you can see it's volcanic glass. It's also called dragon glass, but you can nap this. So you can take a piece of bone and whack at the little chunks, and it'll give you a sharp edge that could be used for a knife. There's some charoite from Russia. It's that cool, shiny, shimmery, the word we would use is chatoyant stuff from Russia. And then this is kind of like tiger's eye, but it's blue. This is called petersite. It's primarily from Africa. Another chatoyant feldspar here. This is called Labradorite. I'm trying to see. There we go. You can see that it kind of shimmers if you catch the light
nice
correctly.
Yeah.
So
almost looks like silver skin.
yeah, totally. That is called chatoyance, that ability for light to refract in one position or another. In Colorado, they have this mineral. It's called amazonite or amazonite. And this is the Colorado variety. And then this is the Russian variety. So you can see a lot more color typically in the Russian amazonite or amazonite. Some people might confuse that with turquoise, but there's some turquoise. This is a kind of chalkier feel to the turquoise, whereas this is a very just polished, dense stone feel to this. So we have some Kauai calcite here. There's not much that's crystalline in Hawaiian Islands, but Kauai calcite is one. Another crystal that you may or may not have heard of is called celestite. Nice light blue coloring. This one's actually quite fragile. You can usually just pick off pieces of the crystal for celestite, so got to be careful with that one. And then one of my favorites over here is this vanadinite. It's the red stop sign looking crystals on the barite, which is the bright white stuff. So really cool hexagonal crystals.
Now, what's that crystal in the far corner?
I actually don't know what this is. I would assume that it is some, it's silicate for sure, but I won't know until I actually get that one looked at by someone who has more knowledge and information than I do. If anybody has any idea as to what that is, feel free to leave a comment. Please tell me what that is. And some of the things we find up in Alaska, mining is a big industry here. They'll do a core sample, so you can imagine a drill taking just this sphere, this tube, this column out of the ground, and then they'll look at that and see if it has anything that they're looking for, like quartz, where you can often find pyrite, which actually contains gold in it. Pyrite's fool's gold, but it actually does have gold in it. So there's gold and silver and things in that ore. This is just a big old piece of probably pyrite, but it's just an amalgamation of heavy metals that were deposited as molten in other rock.
I know you got this little canister here.
So inside this little canister, I keep it in here because, and it probably won't come out, but there is a metal in here called gallium, and gallium is actually a liquid at 82 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you have this on your hand, it will actually melt. It's stable, so it won't poison you like mercury would. But they use it to calibrate thermometers because it is known that the chemical structure of this element breaks down at 82 degrees. So gallium, pretty cool stuff.
Awesome. It's a great collection.
There's a lot more, so let me know if you have interest in any of this weird stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure Sterling will be happy to do a longer video of everything.
Happy to do, but we wanted to see how the webcam works. Please give feedback if you think the webcam works well, if it doesn't.
If the auto focus feature was tripping you up too much. Luckily, at the wedding, we'll actually have a further distance. I don't think that will affect too much going from close to far view. But
thank you so much, everybody.
Awesome. Look forward to having everyone join us for the wedding tomorrow. Take care.
Was anybody actually online looking at it?